So it's January 9th, 2017. So what does that mean? It means that it's finally the 10-year anniversary of the original iPhone being announced. You can call it the original iPhone, you can call it the iPhone 2G, whatever. But I want to make this video just as a purpose of recollecting back on the original iPhone. I actually did buy it, so I just want to share my story. I thought it'd be pretty cool. So when the first iPhone was officially announced, I can't really recall really thinking much about it because it was announced in January, but it didn't come out until June. So let's fast forward to June 2007 when I was pretty close to buying the iPhone. So at that time, I was with Verizon. I had the LG Chocolate, you know, that flip, like the slide phone. That was like the phone to get after the Razor. Anyway, so I wanted to get the iPhone, but my problem was it was exclusive to AT&T. So what that meant, I had to pay an early termination fee for Verizon because I just got the Chocolate the previous year, like in September of 2006. So I have to pay an early termination fee and all that fun stuff. So I go to the AT&T store. I don't think it was June. I think it was closer to like maybe like August or September, a little bit later in the year. So they had plenty of iPhones at this point. That wasn't the issue. So I go in, I say I want an iPhone. I was stupid, I picked out the 4 gigabyte model. So in this day and age, that's like painfully very low amount of space. So I get rung up by the person. They tell me my credit isn't very good. So I'm pretty sure I had to pay some type of the deposit. So I probably paid like $400 for the phone. I paid $200 deposit. They give me the phone. I don't activate it there. You take it home and activate it through iTunes. So I did all of that. I had to pay the early termination fee with Verizon. So all in all, I probably spent, I probably spent $800 to get this phone. Well, little do we know, in 2017, that's pretty much the typical price to pay for an iPhone anyway. So right off the bat, some pretty weird things to mention about the original iPhone. There was no app store, so the iPhone that we know and love today, that did not exist. The original iPhone did not have 3G speeds. It had 2G, meaning it was very slow on the internet. And also the original iPhone didn't support MMS, meaning you could not send picture messages at all. So yeah, you know, your flip phone that could take a picture and you could text it to somebody, the iPhone couldn't do that, which was crazy. I don't know why they couldn't figure that out to begin with. I have no idea. And I just don't know why they couldn't put 3G in the iPhone as well, considering my LG Chocolate, the little flip-up non-smartphone, was capable of 3G speeds. At the time with Verizon, it was called like EVDO or something like that. That generation's version of 3G at Verizon. So anyway, I have my iPhone 2G. I take it to school and like, I was probably like the first person I knew to get it. I saw maybe one other person. It was so cool because it was like a working iPhone. It was a working iPod, and it was like a communication device all together. And at this time, I think the iPod Touch came out in about the same time frame. So what really just boggled everyone's mind is that the screen on the iPhone, it was like 3.5 inches, but it was so much bigger than all the other smartphones of that current era. So we had like the Blackberries, we had Trios, we had just random like Windows mobile devices. And the screens on those, like if you remember, they were like 2 inches big. So this 3.5 inch display was amazing. It had a, multi-touch display, so it wasn't capacitive, so you didn't have to use a stylus. You used your finger, and unlike a lot of the other smartphones, it had like a glass or plastic display, so it was very easy to use. And what blew a lot of people's mind is that you could rotate the screen, and it would rotate, and you could like pinch to zoom stuff. Like that blew people's minds, and I find that that's so crazy because technology has advanced so far. Going from like Trios and Blackberries to the iPhone, in my opinion, was like the biggest jump I've seen in technology, or at least in smartphone technology, in the past 10 years. And I don't know if I've really seen a jump that drastic. And I'm still waiting. Like I'm waiting on the next big thing. I mean, smartphones these days are perfect. They're square screens. They're 1080p displays, 1440p displays. The cameras are amazing. But in comparison to the original iPhone, like what has really changed? There hasn't really been that huge gap that the iPhone expanded from like the Treo or the BlackBerry. So as much as I don't really like iPhones, I really have to give kudos to Apple and Steve Jobs at the time for just developing a device that was so groundbreaking. And like I said, guys, I just wanted to make this video to just recollect my experiences with the iPhone. Some were good, some were bad, but it was my first Apple device I ever had, and I'll never forget it. Even though eventually I did trade it for the HTC, I don't remember, some HTC phone that had Windows Mobile, and you could flip it up and it had a full QWERTY keyboard and it tilted. It was the HTC Tilt, that was the name of it. So I don't know why I went from the iPhone to the HTC Tilt, because in reality the iPhone, in my opinion, was so much better with the multi-touch and the better display and everything like that. But that's a whole nother story. And let me know, guys, in the comment section below, what was your first phone, whether it's smartphone or flip phone, whatever. I find it pretty crazy that since the iPhone came out in 2007, some of you may not have even been alive, or you might have been really, really young. Heck, like, there's some tech YouTubers out there that aren't even 18 years old right now. So that means that they were just like, yay high. Can't even put my hand off the screen. So yeah, that blows my mind. I'm getting old. I'm getting very old. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe for new videos. Like this video if you liked it. And I'll see you later. Bye.